All right, well, welcome back to the Swordfish Show, where we are going to cook up some awesome swordfish steaks today. And we're going to start by making our marinade, which is pretty easy. And if you're like me at home, you either printed out your handy dandy recipe or you picked one up at the supermarket. So the first thing we're going to do is take a little bit of my favorite, McCormick ground ginger, and we want to put in 1 teaspoon. Now, I know a lot of you folks at home have the measuring sets and whatnot, but me, I'm just using a teaspoon. It's going to be okay, all right? You don't have to have all the fancy-dancy like that. And also, ooh, ouch, that hurt. Let's put in half a teaspoon of garlic powder. That might have been a little bit more than half a teaspoon, okay? So don't yell at me later. And the next recipe ingredient on there, ooh, my favorite, yeah, Spice World minced garlic. This stuff is awesome because, you know, I know a lot of people complain and, you know, they really hate doing the garlic at home and chopping it up and everything, and it gets all over your fingers and reeks. Well, look, you got it chopped here already. I mean, you can't beat it. And for this, we are putting in half a teaspoon. All right, does that look like half a teaspoon? I think so. Nice. And this one is the roasted garlic today, okay? And I talked about using the freshest ingredients you can possibly find, and we're going to move on to some of those. Later on, we're going to do our chopping, dicing, and slicing, and I'm going to try to keep my fingers. But we're going to have red peppers and limes going in there, and lemons. We're going to be doing a little bit of a mango also. And we're going to really add to that whole, you know, topping on top of the fish, the swordfish. We're going to make like our own salsa. Some people call it a topping, okay? Now, I know that that's, you know, people think salsa, Southwest and whatnot, but in Hawaii, where this swordfish dish is from, is where they have a lot of these fruit salsas, okay? And that's why we're going to be using that mango, and we're going to do the pineapple and all these other ingredients. And when it comes to the pineapple, yes, we talked about fresh. It doesn't get any fresher than doing your own diced pineapple by hand. But I got to admit, you know, at night when I get home from work, it could be 6 or 7 o'clock at night, okay? And if you're like me, the last thing that you want to do is try to impress yourself as a professional chef. Oh, he was the White House chef. Oh, he cooked for the president. I don't want to be cooking a meal from scratch ingredients, hand dicing pineapple for an hour, you know, and maybe eating at 9, 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night. So, with that in mind, Dole has been kind enough to make us 100% pineapple juice, diced pineapple in a can. There it is. And I'm giving you permission to go on ahead and use canned products, all right? I didn't get the heavy syrup. I got the one that comes in the fresh juice, okay? So look for that while you're going through the aisles. And I think a little bit later in today's show, we're actually going to do that. We're going to run through the grocery store and look at some of these things. Okay, well, why don't we finish up that marinade, and we're going to do pretty simple, okay? One of the big things that I like is Harris Teeter's soy sauces. And this one is actually from a family in Japan that's been in business making the same time-tested recipe for 8 generations. And when we talk about good stuff for HT Traders brands from Harris Teeter, this is it, because they actually went to Asia and got this. Now they have a low sodium, that was pretty cool. Hey, leave that on camera. Don't, you guys back in the studio, don't edit that off, okay? This is what makes people laugh at home. Low reduced sodium, okay, for low salt. And they have a regular one also. So, I mean, it's up to you. Enjoy yourself, okay? But today, I'm going to go on ahead and start off, and I want you to watch how accurately I measure this. I'm going to start off with 1 cup. This is 1 cup of the orange juice. We're going to put that in. And I'm using V8. I love it. Okay. And then we're going to put 1 cup of the Harris Teeter low sodium soy sauce from that time-tested recipe out of Japan. There we go. And I just would like to mention, you know, some of the other Harris Teeter brands when it comes time to do that swordfish today, and we do the grill, you can use a little bit of the garlic stir-fry oil, okay? That's nice for a lube. And we've also got a peanut oil that you could use. So let's take a look at the two of those, all right? We might just slather down that swordfish today, you know, to give it a little bit of a lube before we throw it on that hot grill to where it doesn't stick to the grill. That's one thing that drives people crazy is they put a piece of fish down, they go to try to get it off with a spatula, and it tears and rips the fish, okay? So we've got our orange juice, we've got our soy sauce, and now from wonderful Lawndale, North Carolina, we're going to put a half cup of this natural bees honey. Look at that, from Kendrick Bee Farm. Could it be any better? This is the real stuff right here. Half a cup, that's good. Did I really need to measure that? Oh, look how drippy it is. Did I really need to measure that? Probably not, but just to show you, let's put that in. And now we're going to whip this up. And this, my friends, is going to be our marinade. And I think I'm going to put him over there. A little secret, you see how that honey is kind of tight in there? That's because the soy sauce and whatnot itself is a little bit cold, okay? So one trick that we can do to actually take this and make that honey blend with all of it is put it in the microwave. So when we come back after this little short vacation, sponsors break, advertisers, we're gonna take this out of the microwave and finish stirring it, and then we're gonna slip our swordfish in. Okay, I'll be back in about 2 minutes, all right? Don't leave.